All right, how is everybody doing? I'm doing my weekly wrap up. This is episode number 2. And actually I had somewhere to go. I tried to get on here earlier, but it's kind of cool. I'm hooked up with, you know how Facebook is. I hooked up with this buddy of mine that I haven't seen in 20 years. And somebody I knew when I lived in Baltimore. And so I was actually on the phone with him for a couple hours this afternoon. And it put me behind on getting on here doing my weekly wrap up. So anyway, I'm still trying to figure out the process on how I'm going to do this. But look, if you get on here, let me know you can hear me all right. I appreciate it. So I got my list of things. You can't even see it, can you? I swear there's writing on there. All right, there it is. Now you can see it. So I'm going to let you know what I did this week. I'm going to let you know some things I'm probably struggling in. And we kind of see where it goes. I need to try to keep it under 15 minutes because what I realize is sometimes some places you go to upload the video and you can't upload anything longer than 15 minutes. So I did 4 one-to-ones this week. If you don't know what a one-to-one is, it's somebody who you meet with face-to-face, one-to-one, that you may be able to either do business with or be referral partners with. So I did 4 of those. They were very interesting. And actually one of them, I actually thought I was going to be really quick. I just thought I thought it actually was somebody who I was in competition with. But it turns out that we could actually really refer a lot of business to each other. So I'm really excited about that relationship. And she does business with a lot of restaurants, and she knows a lot of people, and she's prepared to introduce me to other people. So I thought that was really, really cool. With my North Shore Eats page, I did 2 interviews and 3 drawings. So what I do, in case you don't know, is I do an interview. I'd like to get to where I'm doing 2 to 3 interviews a week, and which means I'm doing 2 to 3 drawings a week. So each restaurant, I get them to give up a gift card of some kind. And so when people comment on the video, the interview that we do, they have an opportunity to enter the drawing by commenting on the video. So then I make a follow-up visit to the restaurant that I interviewed the following week, and I do the drawing. Now, this is, I'm doing this with North Shore Eats. I call it an Eats page. I actually have one for New Orleans also. And I'm doing it for 2 different reasons. One, as a free service that I'm doing for restaurants. It helps get their name out there. It gives them some free publicity, some free promotions. 2, it's a service to the community, and the community actually really loves it. The page is growing. It's actually doubled in size on the followers in the past week and a half. So the page has only been live for 5 weeks. It's doubled in size over the past week and a half. So a week and a half ago, we had 700 and some followers. Now we have almost 1,400 followers on that page. That's rocking out. So that means in the next few months, it's going to be thousands of followers. So it's really going to be desirable for people, restaurants to be on there. And they're already excited about getting on there because their videos have been getting 3,000 to 5,000 views. So, which is all cool. All right. So anyway, I did 2 live interviews this week. Isabella's and Longhorns. I did 3 follow-up drawings, which is Pizza Platoon, 19th Hole, and Tacos and Beer. I want to mention 19th Hole real quick because I have an issue sometimes with my lighting, and I don't know how to solve that yet. I might hire an intern who's taking film to help me with this. But when I did their interview, the lighting sucked. And when I did the drawing last night, the phone froze up. So that caused me, that looks very unprofessional although it got a lot of views for a restaurant that is virtually unknown, that's good, but the quality, the video quality was bad. Okay, so I have to work on that and make that better. What else? Brought on a new client. That went really well. Got the onboarding done. We're building out the bots now, and then we'll get the ads. People do not know how to frickin' drive. Then we'll get the ads done and get them launched here in the next week or so. What else? One thing that I need to work on is finding out enough information sometimes. Like, it seems like my conversation goes really well and I'm able to gather enough information for me to know if the restaurant is a good fit for my program. Because I don't want to give them a pitch if it's not a good fit. You know what I mean? I don't want a client that is going to be problems or that I can't help. You know what I mean? I don't want to just take somebody's money just to pay the rent, you know, so to speak. So, I had to get my tag out. So I make sure that I find out enough information about the type of owner it is, the type of restaurant it is. And the biggest thing is, do they believe in advertising, promotions? And you would be surprised at how many restaurants do not do any kind of promotions, and they don't really think they have to. And hey, maybe they don't have to stay in business, but I don't believe in having a business and just having it coast and being mediocre. You should be growing at all times. Sure, there's going to be, especially for a restaurant, you're going to plateau because you only have so many residents in your market area. Mike C, what's up? So there's only so many visitors, customers you can have with the restaurant. However, if you do your promotions right, you can get your customers to come in more often. And that is something that I don't know that I'm driving home. So I need to do a better job on like making that clear, like how I'm able to do that because of the data that I collect. Like, I know when it's your wedding anniversary, I know when it's your birthday, I know when it's if you have kids, if you don't have kids, I know what part of town you work in, I know what part of town. Like, I'm able to collect all that data, and then for a restaurant, you can take and advertise to your customers now because they're in your database. You can send them personalized promotions, right? So if it's their anniversary coming up, you send them an anniversary promotion to get them in the restaurant more often. I mean, I just named 6 or 7 events, life events, that you can get a customer to come in. That's not counting regular promotions to get them to just come in. So I need to convey that a little bit better. So let me see. It's getting dark. I can't see my list. So I need to be better on that. That is probably the biggest thing. I did have a little snafu with a prospective client. They thought that the fee was for 6 months. My fee is monthly. So it's like a monthly ongoing retainer. They thought because I required a 6-month commitment, they thought the price was for 6 months. And they didn't understand why they had to pay the 6 months in advance. I'm like, no, you're not paying the 6 months in advance. You're just paying the first month. And so then I realized I did not convey that good. And I'm glad we had that conversation, because it would have been really screwed up if they would have paid me for a month's worth of work and then next month I give them a bill and they would not have been expecting that bill. So I don't know where the miscommunication went, but obviously I didn't communicate that correctly, and so I'm glad we caught it before any real work was done. Hey, shit happens. That's how you learn. Let me see. When is? Oh, and trying to figure out also. You have people that you talk to. They express a lot of interest in what you can offer them, but then they kind of ghost you, and then you're like, are they ghosting me because they're not interested and they don't know how to say no, or are they ghosting me because they're busy and they're just busy right now, and so they'll get back to me in a couple weeks. I'm trying to judge that because I don't want to be bugging somebody who's not interested. So anyway, trying to feel that out a little bit has been a little odd, or a little weird. And what else? I got one more thing on the list here, and let me see. Oh, yeah, this is very important, and I think I've talked about this before. So I've had conversations with a few different restaurant owners who they have really good engagement on their post, right? So they'll post a video. I actually had this one guy I'm following up with this week, and he told me about like a video they produced, and his daughter, who is very popular, she does, I don't want to say what she does, but she's in college, and she shares it to her college friends, and it kind of goes viral, right? But here's a problem. It kind of goes viral with people who are not going to come into your restaurant. So it's kind of like getting a bunch of likes on your post that doesn't bring any money in, because you cannot deposit likes into the bank. So there are advantages to having a video or a post go viral, get a lot of likes, a lot of shares. It helps drive down the ad cost if you use that for an ad, but it doesn't translate into money in the bank. So trying to get that point across is a little bit of a challenge, and I'm working on that, and I'm pretty sure I'm doing a pretty good job of it, especially when I show the data that I get and how I'm able to take and transform the way they are used to doing promotions into like 2020. This is not 1940. It's not even 2010. You know what I mean? What you could do 10 years ago is nothing compared to what you could do now. The advancements in technology has allowed small companies to grab attention, to grab data, to do things that only big companies used to be allowed to do, right? Or able to do, I mean. So again, that was a thing that I've been working on. I think I'm doing good. I'll find out this week, because I had this. It's somebody who I did Eats interview with that I think would be really, really great for my program. And if I can convey this to them, then that'd be another client. So other than that, dude, it's just been grinding away, talking to people, networking, getting my name out there into the local community. Like I've said before, I've done lots of marketing nationwide, but this is the first time I've ever tried to market myself in my own local community. I know I have a bad connection here, but my phone says it's recording, so I'm not sure how that works. I've done a couple hundred, at least probably close to 300 live feeds, and I've never seen it say recording before. So I believe what it does is when it says a bad connection, it loses connection, but then it records it so it doesn't mess it up. But I don't want to stop it until it gets done with that, and I think it's because I'm in the middle of Lake Pontchartrain, and it is got a bad connection. So let's figure it out. I'm actually gonna go get a bite to eat and hang out with an old friend and kind night goes. I have work tomorrow. I'm actually, if I can get a restaurant interview lined up for tomorrow, that would be awesome. I'm meeting somebody who won Pizza Platoon's drawing. I'm meeting them tomorrow to give them their gift cards. And that's going to be out in Slidell. And if I can get a restaurant interview while I'm out in Slidell, that'd be awesome. And that's pretty much it, man. I wish I could see y'all's comments. I know I see Gail on here, Mike C. But it froze up, so I don't know even if they're still watching or not. But let's just ride this out till we get to the end. All right, so anyway, I'm going to hit finish, and hopefully everything uploads.